There's a s'mores funnel cake. There's, oh, they have deep fried butter.
Yes, yes. First one, here we are.
Oh, wow. Okay, guys. No. I need to measure it. I'm going to actually take pictures of every angle. Okay, I need you to turn it 1/4 of an inch. I can see your napkin. So, Orhan, can you move the fork out of the shot? Great. Oh, this is perfect.
Okay, I think that's enough pictures right now. Okay.
Oh my, yes. I definitely think I need chocolate in mine. Guys, you're casting a shadow on the funnel cake. Please move back. Okay. Orhan, I wasn't done with that.
You took 200 pictures of it.
I can't work under these conditions. Now that I've done extensive research and refamiliarized myself with funnel cakes, I'm ready to cake one. Or two. I'm gonna cake two. Traditional and not so traditional.
What are we calling the non-traditional one?
We're calling it a non-traditional funnel cake. To make these cakes, I baked 4 pounds of my ultimate chocolate batter and 12 pounds, no, there's 12 pounds in total, 8 pounds of my ultimate vanilla batter. If you would like to see exactly how I divided my batter and dyed some of it, then there is a link in the description below. And what I have are 2 10-inch round cakes. Those will be the base of the funnel cakes. And then I have 2 6-inch half sphere cakes. And those will be our ice cream scoops. I enjoy doing this on the channel. Really do. With the sphere cakes, I do want to remove the caramelization because there's no caramelization in ice cream, you know? So I'm gonna use a small serrated knife and just cut away that dome of caramelization. One of my scoops is vanilla and the other is pink vanilla. That's gonna be raspberry ice cream. The next thing I need to do is call Sir Squeeze into the kitchen to help me simple syrup these cakes. I'm going to simple syrup all 4 of them on both sides. I just want to make him do overtime. If you'd like to watch video tutorials on how to make these batters perfectly and how to use simple syrup, just click for a playlist right here. I'm gonna put these cakes aside while I let the simple syrup soak in because now I need to tackle the funnely part of the funnel cake. Because essentially what they're doing is just piping batter into hot oil and then that's how it cooks.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah, I was just against the thought of using fondant because obviously I can do that the same way I made my brain cake. But then I thought that would be a lot of fondant to cut. So what I ended up deciding to try on camera is making cookie dough and baking it in a nest on the same cake pans I baked my cakes in. Let's give this a try right now. I used the same 10-inch round pans that I baked my cakes in, except what I'm gonna do is flip them upside down and line them with parchment. Because the last thing we wanna do is bake these nests and not be able to get them off the pan. Now I need to make 2 cookie doughs. Essentially, it's the same cookie dough. Of course, the recipe is gonna be on the blog. And I'm gonna make a vanilla version and then a chocolified version of the same cookie dough. The cookie dough is really simple. You just cream, butter, sugar, and vanilla. That's the beginning of anything good. And then you add eggs. And then finally you stir in a dry mix of flour, baking powder, and salt. So that's the first cookie dough. The second cookie dough is the exact same, except I replaced some of the flour with Dutch processed cocoa for a chocolate dough.
Yum.
Yum. Now that my doughs are ready, what I'm going to do is roll them into tubes. You might want to have some flour on hand in a bowl just so it doesn't stick to your hands. They don't even have to be uniform or the same length. And arrange it on the top of the pan and down the side of the pan all the way around, filling the pan. I'm not sure if the cookie dough that's hanging off the sides will last in the oven because my thought is perhaps when everything gets warm, it will sort of let go. But we'll just have to see what happens. And then repeat the same process with your cookie dough. And then repeat the same, and then repeat the same process with your chocolate cookie dough. Now for both doughs, I had some extra dough, which I don't want to waste because what if the sides do fall off? So what I'm going to do is roll some more tubes and just lay sort of little configurations of dough on a tray and bake those as well.
Perfect.
Configurations.
Configurations of dough nonetheless.
Yes. Dough configurations. And when I took them out, the cookie dough had fallen off the side.
Ew.
Yes. Boo. It's okay because that cookie dough that fell off still baked. It's just flat on the tray.
Sorry.
Jocelyn, do you need chicken? I feel like this happens every interview.
It doesn't. It does not. That's not true.
Yes, it doesn't happen when Orhan's here. You're right. These nests, once they're cool, I'm going to hopefully get them off the pan intact, and then I'm going to lay them on top of the 10-inch cake layers that we leveled. Okay, so now the cookies. What I did was I laid some clean cloths on top, put a cake board on top, and then I flipped the pan, and all I did was lift the pan and it just let go. It was beautiful.
One more time.
Beautiful. This is the scary part because I don't want to break it. So I need to flip it over again and place it right on top of my cake. I placed the vanilla one on the vanilla cake. And now I'm starting to think it might be a good thing that the sides fell off because some of the sides that remained were actually too long. Like they were taller than my cake. And I'm just gonna glue pieces all around every which way, filling out the cake. And I'm gonna use melted white chocolate to do that. We don't wanna see the melted white chocolate, but it will glue cookie to cookie. So I add little bits of cookie here and there. I break them if I need to. I just basically want it to be covered, and it doesn't need to look like a perfect circle because funnel cakes don't really look like a perfect circle. That's why I'm not gonna ice the 10-inch layers. And this way, if we see any cake through the like little windows of the cookie, we just see golden colored cake or chocolate colored cake. But I do have to ice my ice cream scoop cakes. So I have 2 bowls of Italian Meringue Buttercream. One of them I'm gonna flavor with some vanilla bean, and the other I'm going to flavor with some mashed up raspberries. In order to add vanilla bean to Italian Meringue Buttercream, you just simply cut the vanilla bean open like horizontally or lengthwise. And then you just want to use your knife to scrape out all the little beans. I actually thought I was only gonna add a half a bean, and then I went full bean.
A whole bean?
That's right.
You're crazy, yo.
It's
acting wild.
That's right. Whole bean. You can just stir them into your buttercream. With the raspberries, you do want to make sure that they've been washed and actually dried. And then I simply put them on a plate and I used a fork to hand mash them. And Cody thoroughly enjoyed capturing the hand mashing.
Why?
Because we have like that great macro lens. So it's
yeah.
like real, you feel like you're with the raspberry.
Oh my goodness, that was so great. Yeah.
Like when you see this footage, you're gonna feel like you're being splashed in the face with raspberry juice.
I don't know if this is a good thing or...
Now I can add these mashed raspberries to my second bowl of buttercream, just fold them in. It's interesting when you add something that's sort of liquidy to buttercream, because at first the buttercream just dances around. So just keep on stirring. And I did decide to add a drop of food coloring. I'm actually using a food coloring called watermelon. I can't escape Walter. You know I always tell you guys to keep your cake scraps. You never know when you're gonna need cake scraps, but if you don't end up needing them for your cake, you could take them to school for lunch. This cake belongs to Yolanda. These adorable lunch bags come in our new Bake to School bundle. See what we did there? Head to the link in the description to shop. Now I can crumb coat and chill my ice cream scoop cakes, obviously dome side up. And once the crumb coat has chilled, I will ice them again and use my invention. I feel like I've been using my invention a lot.
You have.
I know.
It really was a wonderful invention.
It works. It's so good. You just curve that acetate slightly, turn your Lazy Susan, and because it's a dome, move the acetate up and twirl around in the center until you have a nice smooth scoop. And now we can put these cakes aside to chill in the fridge. Okay. Oh, and save the extra buttercream. I know it's tempting. You're gonna wanna eat the raspberry buttercream and the vanilla bean buttercream. Don't, we need it. This is amazing. It's about to get even more amazing because I'm gonna add my ice cream scoop cakes to the top of my funnel cakes. I just wanna lift it up and carefully place it in the center. And if you feel like the top of your cake is too bumpy, maybe you glued extra cookie there, break it away so that your scoop can sit flat. Remember how I told you to save the buttercream, right? I hope you did that because it's time to add, just sort of, we want to dab on our buttercream at the bottom of the scoops. Because you know when you scoop a scoop, you get like those little...
Yeah, the little poofs.
The poofs. We need to add poofs of buttercream at the bottom of our scoop to make it look more realistic.
Make it look like it was
scooped.
With a scooper.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Wow, we're really defining. And I was really upset with myself because I realized I should have doused the funnel cakes with icing sugar.
Yeah.
You know what my problem is? I get in my head and I tell myself to do it the way it would be done. But this is a cake, so I just added the icing sugar after. But in my head I was like, oh, I should have done the icing sugar, then added the scoop. It's okay, it all worked out. I need some caramel sauce and I need some chocolate sauce. I actually have some leftover caramel sauce that I made for my hot wings cakes, so I'm covered there, but I need to make some chocolate sauce. I'm making the same chocolate sauce that I made in my giant sundae cupcake cake. It's really simple. It's just dark chocolate, corn syrup, and butter, and you can make it in the microwave. You put the 3 ingredients in a bowl, and it only takes about 40 seconds to melt in the microwave, which, thank goodness, because I could use some spare time to myself. I'm gonna treasure these 40 seconds. Now that everything's melted and I feel so relaxed, I got some things off my chest too. I'm going to stir it together and you just see it's a lovely dark chocolate sauce with a sheen. I'm gonna top these funnel cakes like no funnel cake has been topped before.
Whoa.
I drizzled the traditional funnel cake with the vanilla ice cream with chocolate sauce, and I drizzled my raspberry ice cream on the chocolate funnel cake with caramel sauce. Girl, you know I love you and your traditional, but I need to shake it up sometimes, girl. I'm gonna go for a chocolate funnel cake with raspberries. And you know what would make that better, girl? Caramel. You're gonna feel like you're being drizzled in caramel and chocolate sauce.
So far the audience has been splashed with
raspberry juice
and drizzled.
Correct.
Wonderful. What about whipped cream?
Oh yes! Don't think I forgot about whipped cream. Or whipped cream.
Oh, it's not whipped cream.
No, whipped cream would just fall apart. Leave a comment below if you feel like you've been splattered with raspberry juice, scrubbed with vanilla bean, and just covered in chocolate and caramel sauce. Leave a comment below. We want you to be one with the food. Now it's time for raspberries and strawberries.
Like you're gonna make them?
Well, I'm not gonna grow them on a farm.
No, are you making them out of fondant?
No.
Oh.
And my strawberries have been washed, but what I wanna do is cut off the green and quarter them and place them in a bowl. Now I'm going to spoon in about a tablespoon of sugar into each bowl. And the reason I do this is it naturally invigorates the juices of the berries.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they look shinier and more red. It's amazing. You're going to feel juicy when you watch this. And now I need to prepare my chocolate bars. It was a rough day, Jocelyn. On the traditional funnel cake, I'm gonna use KitKat Chunky, which is just it's like a giant version of one of the wafers. Have you not had a KitKat Chunky?
No, I don't think so.
I have an extra one, you want it?
Sure.
And for the non-traditional funnel cake, I have matcha green tea KitKats. Okay, so I just let you guys know what one of my favorite chocolate bars is, but now I want to know what yours is. So there's a poll up here. Vote. For my traditional funnel cake, I'm gonna make a dark chocolate bar. Now I'm gonna melt my candy melts, and once they are nice and smooth, I'm just gonna pour it onto a tray. Oh, remember the pouring? Now you're gonna feel like you are being buried in melted chocolate. I poured the dark chocolate onto a tray. I had a silicone mat on my tray, and then I spread it with an offset spatula, and now I'm gonna sprinkle on, well, I do this all the time. I say sprinkle, but really I kind of laid the KitKat slices because I want you to see the wafers. And then I truly did sprinkle on my Yo's Birthday Bash sprinkles. This is the final call for this month's Sprinkle Service blends, which are the 2 blends that I have used on these barks. They're gorgeous. If you like them, you can sign up, and every single month you will get a different blend delivered to your door. And you can make bark with it for giant funnel cakes. You also get an exclusive recipe to go with your blends. This month, Jyoti made some gorgeous cake popsicles topped with our sprinkles, and you can learn how to make these. For the non-traditional funnel cake, I'm doing a white chocolate bark. So I have white chocolate candy melts, and I have the matcha KitKat, which I am going to slice as well. And then I'm using the All That Glitters sprinkles. They came with Yo's Birthday Bash, but it's just a collection of gold. Everything is in this cake. Gold, caramel, it's amazing. So you can put it in the fridge and make sure it's set before you break it. Next, I can add my berries around sort of the base of the scoop. If they fall down to the side, great. I do the same, adding the raspberries to the chocolate funnel cake. Now I can add my KitKat chunks to the vanilla cake, and then add the matcha KitKat wafers to the chocolate funnel cake. On the traditional vanilla cake, I'm just going to dust on a light sprinkle of cocoa powder onto the whipped cream. And for the non-traditional funnel cake, I'm gonna tap on some matcha powder. Yes, flavor. I feel like I've been doing a lot of weird singing in this episode. Let the bark breaking ceremony begin. What you want to do is just carefully peel your bark off the silicone mat or parchment paper if that's what you use, and then break it into shards. And we can add the dark chocolate bark to the traditional funnel cake. I just sort of jammed it into the ice cream scoop. It's so pretty. It's honestly so pretty. These dark chocolate shards look beautiful, and now I'm gonna do the same with my white chocolate bark and add it to the chocolate funnel. I cannot wait to eat these funnel cakes.
Do you know how many hours of footage of Yolanda making cake I edit and watch? And what I get? Nothing. No cake.
Week after week, delicious cakes. And I can't eat them.
Whatever the next cake is, I'm gonna eat it all.
It's all mine, and I'm gonna be ruthless.
Thank you guys for watching. I know if all of you were here, you would have left some cake for me. And I really just want to say thank you. And that's the right thing to do. If you need more cake in your life before next week, don't forget to check out our adorable animal cakes compilation over on Step by Step. Or is it this way?
I don't know. Let's just leave that and or I'll figure it out.
Maybe it's this way. Maybe it's this way. Either way, check it out.